At AirHelp, we have a culture very focused around growth. And to us, what growth means is a data-centric approach to experimentation. So for us, we run a lot of tests that test, let's say, the title of a page or a paragraph or what a button color is, And all those things, traditionally speaking, would take a few days or maybe a week for your engineering team to A, create that version, and then 2, put it into an A/B testing environment. Well, with dynamic yield, it literally takes like 20 minutes to set up an A/B test. So for me, what we leverage with dynamic yield for is just the velocity and the simplicity of getting those things going. And once they work, we didn't build it ourselves in a more real way. The first thing we've learned is that most of the time we actually don't know what would work. And I'll give a very vivid example. One good practice most people would preach is that your funnel should be as few steps as possible. So I have found out in my time that it actually is the opposite because the huge influx in mobile users. And if you imagine using a mobile phone, when you have one question per step, even having double the amount of steps, it's faster. And that's key versus scrolling down on 3 steps. Most of the people here work in bigger e-commerce companies, right? And what I realized is that the key to a company that has longevity is, yes, there's a huge percent of the experimentation and the things I talk about. But for a company to have real longevity, you must also build a brand. The biggest motivator for someone to finish your funnel is the brand. If Apple.com or Google.com tomorrow decided to do our business model at AirHelp, they would probably have a higher conversion rate, even though they have no history of it. But because they have such a strong brand, they can do that. So I think the perfect balance for building a very big, successful, long-term company is to have a balance of experimentation, but as well as establishing brand equity over time.